The Georgia Bulldogs are officially NFL University. I know that sounds like an opinion, but I think the numbers speak for themselves, and it really is a stone cold fact right now. If you're an Alabama fan, I know you might be triggered over this. If you're an Ohio State fan, I know you also might be triggered over this statement, over this fact, actually. But if you just listen to me for a little bit, all right, just pay attention for just 10 minutes, right? I think you're going to learn a little something, because everyone recently who has played for Kirby Smart, played for the Georgia program, has gone on to do big things in the NFL Combine. They're picked high in the draft and have gone on, most of them, to have very successful NFL careers. And I have not seen a program do what Georgia has done recently at all, in my opinion, as far as taking guys from high school, developing them, and getting them ready for not only the NFL Combine, which they're all dominating right now, and I'm going to talk about that in just a second, but preparing them for the NFL in general. So as far as getting guys drafted, having them play in the Super Bowl, dominating the NFL Combine, dominating the NFL Draft, Georgia has passed Alabama as NFL University. They are an NFL factory right now. That's what Kirby's built. They're dominating their own sport, right? Two-time national champions. But it's clear that when you leave Georgia, you're going to be prepared for the NFL. That's why guys go to Georgia. They know that Kirby is going to coach them up, whoever they're playing for, whatever position they're playing for, especially if you're playing on defense. You're going to get coached, you're going to get developed, and you're going to make a lot of money. We saw, if you're watching this video, you've obviously seen what Nolan Smith did yesterday. I'm recording this on Friday, so I don't know how dominant Keely Ringo was in his combine. I don't know what Christopher Smith did, but they're both going to impress. I expect Keely Ringo at 210 pounds to drop some jaws at the NFL Combine. I think he's going to run in the low 4.3s, and he's going to be the talk of the day. But yesterday, Nolan Smith was at 6'2", 238. Dude ran a 4.39 and had a 41.5-inch vertical jump. Just insane. I mean, that's Michael Jordan level, jumping right there. But he's all muscle too, and he is flying. He's so fast off the edge. He was a 5-star number 1 player in the country for a reason, but he got better at Georgia. And recruits are seeing it. If you're a 5-star prospect and you're looking at Nolan Smith, what he did in the draft last year, remember, the 2022 NFL Combine was basically the Georgia Bulldogs show. Trayvon Walker going number 1 after he dominated the NFL Combine, ran a 4.51 at the Combine at 6'5", 271. Also had a 35.5-inch vertical, making him, I don't want to say the easy number 1 pick, but it elevated him to a guy who should go number 1, and obviously he did. Remember what Jordan Davis did, right? How could you forget? Dude ran a 4.78. I still can't wrap my mind around that. 4.78 at 6'6", 340. Devonta Wyatt ran a 4.77 at 6'3", 305. Lewis Seen ran a 4.37 at 6'2", 200. He also had a 36.5-inch vertical. These guys are getting to Georgia, and a lot of the credit should go to the strength and conditioning program, the practices. All these players say all the time, we go against the best of the best in the country in practice. The games are easy compared to practice. They're going after the best of the best. Iron sharpens iron. That's a theme over there at Georgia. Recruits know it. They know that when they go to Georgia, they're going to be competing against the best of the best, 5 stars all over the place in practice. So they know when Saturday comes, they're playing South Carolina, Kentucky, Florida, Tennessee, whoever, right? Whoever's on the schedule. Practice was going to be harder that week than the actual game. And a lot of players have come out and said that. But when it's this consistent, right? Some programs have 1 or 2 guys do really well, drafted really high this year, maybe 2 next year, maybe 3 on a good year. But again, Georgia had 15 players selected in last year's NFL draft, 5 of them in the first round, all defenders. And this year, I think you've got the case that at least 10 Georgia players are going to be drafted. We can go down the list, right? Nolan Smith, Keely Ringo, who goes today, Christopher Smith, who goes today, Darnell Washington, who goes tomorrow. He's also going to tear up the Combine, if you haven't figured that out already. A physical freak who he's going to turn some heads, right? That's 4. Broderick Jones could be the first offensive tackle off the board. I think Kyrus Jackson could be drafted. Here are my hands, here are my fingers. Kenny McIntosh, I think, is going to be drafted. Warren McClendon is going to be drafted. I got the thumbs left. Who do the thumbs go to? Jack Podlesny could be drafted. Stetson Bennett is going to be drafted. If there are Stetson haters out there, it's going to be a really tough day when he's drafted. There's 10. I might still be missing a guy or two. Jalen Carter. Missed Jalen Carter. He's going to slip in the draft, maybe to the Falcons, but he's going to be picked too. That's 11 guys. Still might be missing one. But Robert Beal. Is that 12? Is that 12? Now that's 12 guys who I think probably will get drafted after you broke the record last year at 15. Again, Alabama had their run at, as kings of college football, NFL Factory, NFL University, all the titles Alabama had. Georgia's taken those titles one by one for themselves. They are the program in college football, and they are the program that NFL GMs are looking at saying, hey, who are they going to turn out this year? Which Bulldogs are going to dominate in the NFL Combine, and which ones do we need to possibly look at and grab while we can? Because again, a lot of these guys are 5-stars, but not every 5-star that goes to Georgia turns out to have this excellent career for some reason or another. But for every 5-star that doesn't make it and turn out to be this great player who goes on to make, be a first-round guy, there's a 3-star like Eric Stokes and Jordan Davis who fill that role and become that type of player. But yeah, Eric Stokes ran a 4.31 at his pro day at 195 pounds. Tyson Campbell lit it up. He should have been a first rounder. He was the first pick in the second round of that 2020 draft. But Eric Stokes was a first rounder. Quay Walker was a first rounder. Y'all know the names, right? I'm not teaching you anything you don't already know. You're watching this channel. You're a big Georgia fan, or you're hate watching, which is fine. I get it. Alabama fans, Ohio State fans, Florida fans, they all watch this channel because they want to learn more about the Dogs as well. But you're watching this, you're a Georgia fan, you already know this, and you're telling your buddies exactly what I'm telling you right now. The Georgia Bulldogs are NFL University right now, and it's going to continue that way for a good little bit. I don't think there's going to be any drop-off. Next year, you could have Carson Beck and a slew of others. Smal Munda, Jamon Dumas-Johnson, Cedric Van Pran. There are going to be quite a few guys who are in this position looking to hear their name called in the first round. But as far as first round selections in this upcoming draft, Jalen Carter is still going to be a first round pick. Nolan Smith is not going to slip out of the first round anymore after what he did yesterday. Keely Ringo going to turn some heads today. You're watching this on Saturday. When you're watching this, I'm going to be playing golf. I got a golf day on Saturday. So again, I'm going to assume that Keely Ringo just balls out. Same with Chris Smith, and they just do their thing. So Jalen Carter, Broderick Jones, Nolan Smith, Keely Ringo, Darnell Washington. We could see 5 more Georgia players selected in the first round. That would not surprise me one bit. It shouldn't surprise anyone else because that's what they are doing at Georgia. They're taking these 5-stars that they're recruiting, turning them into better players for the most part. I don't want to talk about Adam Anderson, who had NFL potential and talent. Didn't work out for him. MJ Sherman, 5-star who came to Athens. Didn't work out for him. Xavier Sori, I believe, was a 5-star. Still trying to make a name for himself on Georgia's roster team, right now. So not everyone makes it look as easy as some of these other guys do. But if you're going to Georgia, and Nolan Smith made the perfect pitch on national television yesterday at the Combine. He said, if you're, a 5-star looking to play somewhere and you want to play in the NFL, Georgia's the place. They've got the resources. They're eating steak and lobster. That's what he said on the regular. The flat screens in the locker room. He said they got 3 massive TVs there. That's where they were all watching the Combine. All the players. That viral video of when Nolan ran that 4.4 his first run initially. Players were going nuts, right? That was in the locker room. He said it's everything you're looking for as a player. Georgia has. They are turning them out as well as anyone. I don't think Alabama has had a 2-year run the way Georgia is. Maybe they did when all those receivers came out and, they produced quarterbacks better than Georgia does as far as getting them to the NFL. But what Georgia did last year, record-breaking, the best, NFL draft any college program has ever had in the history of the entire world, right? That's what they had last year. And again, they could have 10+ guys selected this year. That's what I expect. And possibly 5 guys in the first round. I think 4 for sure. Maybe Darnell Washington slips in there. He might be going through the combine right now as you're watching this on Saturday while I'm whacking balls into the woods, into the water, into the bunker, whatever. But that's just what it is right now. Kirby Smart has taken this program to the top of college football, and right now he's turned them into an NFL factory, and right now they are NFL University. Sorry, Alabama, Miami, you used to claim that. Ohio State, I think, is trying to claim that. Right now, it's the Georgia Bulldogs. Somewhat of a gap, then Alabama, then everyone else. What do you think? Drop a comment in the comment section below. Thanks for watching this video. Always appreciate it. Stay tuned to the next one coming up right now, and I will see you over on Dog Post.